And we're live to, I guess, Sean. I think Sean's the only one here, but that's cool. This is kind of an impromptu, strange, weird day. Everyone's probably watching a Raw show.
Two Monday Night Football games on as well. We're going against.
Oh crap! Well, yeah, you guys will watch this later.
They're catching the replay.
Yeah.
We'll catch it later. Anyways, we're not sure what all we're going to talk about. We're just go around the room, talk about whatever we're going to talk about.
Because we needed to do a show.
Martine wants out so that he can go play Tekken. So I don't know. You're excited. A lot of people aren't excited about that character. So
the same people weren't excited about Noctis and Tekken 7, and that game went on to sell so many copies.
I'm just saying.
And Clive is a better character anyway. So
I'm just saying. Anyways, so I guess the one thing that we all kind of agreed we talk about, even though Martine has not seen it, was Saturday Night's Main Event.
I saw the angle after the show. I didn't see the show though.
I thought it was. Here's my thing. I thought it was good. It's weird every time they do one of these Saturday Night's Main Events. It's weird for me as someone that actually watched the original ones because
I grew up with it.
Yeah, because I think the Voice of Wrestling guys said this too. It's weird having it on primetime because the original Saturday Night's Main Event basically was like a replacement for when Saturday Night's Live would go into reruns and they'd throw this tape show. It wasn't even live, it was a tape show on TV. And so that always feels weird to me. I'm glad they said that. They said it before me, but every time they do one of these Saturday Night's Main Event, it always feels weird because I'm like, just doesn't feel right because it's in the wrong time spot. But I thought they did the nostalgia thing really well on this show. I think that's one thing that they did really well, but I don't think you can do that the next time they do this. So I think while this show was good, it was very heavy on the nostalgia stuff. That's not going to work next time. The wrestling was fine. For WWE, it was probably good, I would say. The opener was good. But what do you think, Brandon?
For me, this was the first non-WrestleMania Royal Rumble WWE show that was kind of appointment viewing for me in a very long time. Like, I think they did a really good job with making me interested to at least checking out the show. Like, I didn't grow up on Saturday Night's Main Event, but they did a really good job as far as hyping it up, making sure people were excited about the return of this franchise. And it seems like they're gonna be doing a lot coming up here soon. As far as the show itself, I mean, it was a show. It had some good matches. The matches were fine. Like, I didn't hate anything, but I wasn't overly excited to any of the matches that happened. Like, I didn't really, it wasn't like I'm interested to see what's going to happen on Raw or SmackDown or even the next one. It was just like a neat little 2-hour special that they had on TV, and that was that. But like you said, I mean, they do nostalgia great. Like, they brought out some people. They brought out Ventura, who I thought was going to be a train wreck, actually turned out to be pretty decent, honestly.
Yeah, I heard his commentary wasn't bad. I heard.
And they did exactly which I hoped they would have done. Was he's only out there for one match, and they smart him up for that one match. And I thought he came across pretty well. I was very wrong. I thought he was going to be a train wreck. But again, I don't think the show was great. I don't think the show was horrible. It was just like another show. But
it was there. Like I said, I think they did a good job of making the show special. But you can only do that one time.
Like the next one, I'm not gonna. I doubt I'm gonna. Let me sit down and watch this. Like, I'll catch it if I want to. But
what do their fans think? Like, what do they think about
it? They seem to. I mean, you watch the crowd. The crowd was crazy for most of the show.
Were they, or were the noises crazy?
No, legitimate. They were crazy. They sweetened it. You could tell they sweetened some of the stuff. But no, they were legit kind of into everything.
I'm being a jerk.
I made this point on the Discord, and I think one of the things that WWE if you look at the people that go and what they like, right? They like the music, they like the entrances, they like the catchphrases, they like all of that sort of stuff. I'm wondering how many people are going to these shows, because it's definitely not wrestling fans, right? It's not definitely traditional wrestling fans, because they start wrestling and they check out half the time. And it's just like, okay. Even
until the
when
near falls happen.
yeah, until the near falls happen, they think stuff is going to happen. Like, it's just weird. But I really wonder if it's a lot of people who, the fact that like concert tickets and everything are so expensive now, this is like what they would go to for like a concert, because it's a live event. It's something they can go out, something they can go have fun with. I'm wondering if that's part.
These ain't cheap tickets either.
No, but compared to like some of these concert tickets, like I remember like in my 20s being able to go to like a concert for like, you know, $15-$20. Even in today's money, that's not $100-$200 for shitty seats. You know, to go see.
Hey man, I'm trying to go see Kendrick Lamar. It's coming to Charlotte, and just to sit in the nosebleeds, it's like fucking $95, man. It's crazy.
It's you know, and that's before you get into like all the fees and everything else. Like, it just
getting there, parking, paying for stuff in the arena.
Yeah,
even now we're talking about concerts and shit. I bought tickets to see Run the Jewels in July, and like, I mean, I love RTJ, but they're not Kendrick Lamar, and those tickets were like $125. I mean, I'm closer, but still, like, that's crazy, man. Why is it cost so much?
And people, like I know people like at work who are like young, who are like, nah, you got to go to like, you know, the only thing that's worth it is going to like one of these like mini festivals that might come to your town, because the tickets aren't that much more, and you get to actually see like a lot of bands, and you get, but yeah. So I'm just curious how much of that. How much of that is doing this? I mean, they're doing a good job. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think any of us have ever said business-wise they're not doing a good job. It's just weird. I'm wondering where these fans came from, because they're definitely not traditional, what I would think traditional wrestling fans. Because you even like during the most the hottest periods, fans have never been, I don't think, like this, where they just maybe during some of the, like when WCW was going down, you would see this kind of, but that was more of them waiting for the NWO. And
this is going to sound kind of crazy, but God, y'all stay with me. Okay. Do you think that the Vince situation worked out in a positive, where the curious viewer decided, hey, let me check out the WWE, and they stayed? Y'all thought about that?
Of course. And
that definitely had a positive on business for sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because why? Because these are people who probably checked out, right, when Vince was just writing just dog shit. They come back. They've heard like, oh, Triple H is so much better. The product is better. I mean, it is better than it was because it's coherent. It's just kind of boring in a lot of places.
I don't know, man. Okay, all right. I was gonna say that. Like, look, okay, it's more logical, but one thing I would say is that when Vince was in charge, those shows were more fun to talk about.
Yeah,
I think we all can. I think we all can agree that it might be worse, but there's a lot more to talk about when Vince was in charge. I'm just saying. The shows, I don't know.
But the standard WWE fan would not agree with that, because none of what's going on right now was happening when he was around. At least not counting the latter years.
Yeah, like, but I mean, and part of it is he's, you know, Hunter's willing to push people who Vince wasn't willing to push. Also, somebody does get over. He's willing to just go with it a little bit more.
And he knows the easy win is just to go with what the fans want.
Right. So and
everyone should, to be fair. Like, everyone should do it.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's part of it too. I think there's a lot of things. It's just weird to me especially when you watch the shows, just to see what people are into and what they're not into, and like what they're like super into and what they're not super into. It's just a wacky thing. To me,
those fans aren't us, man. They're not us.
I mean, they're not, and that's fine. And that's, you know, I think we've pretty much, I think all of us have said that. So it is what it is.
Another thing I wanted to ask, because I don't watch this shit at all. But what do those people think about the Cody Owens angle? What do they?
I mean, Cody kind of got Cody'd in a lot of ways. Like there were, I mean, I think.
They're starting to turn on him. Are they starting
a little
to turn
bit,
on him?
a little bit. So, which I mean, you can't. I don't know what they're going to do.
I mean, we said it would happen. We said it would happen.
So,
well, it's like once they got to finish the story thing, once that was finished, it's like, what else do you have? And I mean, it's just been the championship reign.
Yeah, it's been not
at this point. The fans get bored and they want to see the next person who deserves it.
Like that championship is like the number 3 was for most of the years been like the number 3 thing in that company, and that's not good.
Let's see. Hold on, the Bloodline, the Rock,
and then Punk. Well, Rock, maybe 4.
Maybe 4. I think about Punk and Drew.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the Rock.
Well, you talking about like as far as like people?
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to rank right now?
Like what
things that feel important. Things in the company that feel important.
Yeah,
so,
Bloodline.
The Bloodline, Punk and Drew, The Rock, and then I guess the belt.
I was gonna say the what's the women's feud, but it seems like fans are kind of getting tired of that as well.
Well, that's been going on for almost a year now. I mean, that's
right.
With no end in sight. So it's crazy. It's like I said, I knew we all thought it would happen, but I think we all kind of like. I'm shocked that they're not at least trying to make that belt at least the second most important thing on the show. Because, I mean, the Bloodline is what the Bloodline is. That's what they're living on. So it is what it is, I guess.
God, I'm burping all in the mic. Let's be honest, though. The Cody, this is going to sound terrible, but Cody is not who they want to be the top guy in the company. It's just that.
Probably not.
That's not who they want. So because he's the champion, naturally the belt doesn't feel as important because that's not who they want to be the top guy.
Not who they want. Why do you think that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You just feel like they still.
Yeah, they still want it to be. They want it to be Roman. They wanted to be this whole bloodline thing. Cody's story, which they knew they had to pay off, is just kind of in the way. That's what I think.
I don't know if they had to pay it off.
I want to see the world post Cody's title reign. I want to see what that company looks like. Like when
I want to see post.
What is he doing?
But is it ever going to end?
Oh, that's never going to happen, brother. We're gonna be in 2035, and
you still got the Rock. You still got the Rock chapter of the Bloodline to go through. Still, we're not. I don't even think we're there yet. So,
I don't think there's going to be any less business when Cody loses that title.
Yeah, because he's not the. It's not the thing it's not the number one thing. It's going to be whenever.
I mean, the brand is the draw. Like the brand is the.
And the Bloodline. I mean, it's definitely the Bloodline. Yeah. So it is. It is what it is. All right. So Marquine wanted to talk about Mercedes. We can have.
Yeah. So I happened to watch New Japan Strong Style Evolve last night. I mean, it's a show. It's a show, man. But the last 2 matches, I think, are worth talking about. Yota Tsuji and Shingo Takagi versus Takeshita and Jack Perry. Something that Vic brought up in the Discord last night when he was talking about Mercedes Moné, and I think it applies to honestly all of the AEW dudes that appeared on that show, right? I personally think that American TV wrestling is just stale. And like, because he was like, everyone comes off as a bigger deal here. And I'm like, that's because the show itself feels so different than standard television pro wrestling. Like all these people during pay-per-views, with the exception of Mercedes, and we'll get to that, all these people during pay-per-views feel hot. Like they all do. Even Jack Perry. Like we talk a lot of shit about Jack Perry, but Jack Perry on the pay-per-views gets reactions. You know what I mean? Like he shouldn't be pushed the way he is, but he gets react. You know what I'm saying? He gets reactions. I honestly believe that it's not necessarily that New Japan presented them any different or anything like that. I just think American TV wrestling in the year 2024 is dull as dirt, and I don't know why. We'll talk about that when we get to the end of the year stuff, but that's regardless. That tag match felt like a road to match where we got two big matches at the Dome, and it's all four guys kind of filling each other out, and then leading into what they're going to do at the Dome. One thing I noticed is that Shingo and Takeshita are learning the chemistry, and there was some exchanges at the end where I'm like, man, they're learning each other. When they get it, boy, like I can't wait for that match. And even Jack Perry and Yoda Tsuji surprisingly had great chemistry. Goodness, I don't know why. What the hell's going on? Why am I burping?
You were just drinking soda.
Well, there you go. The only thing that worries me a bit is that they had Yoda Tsuji lose before he's about to get a title match. Like he might actually win a belt, and they just had him lose. Like, it would have been fine. Jack Perry would have been fine. But I don't know what to talk about that match. Y'all know that since Mercedes Moné has left the WWE, I don't think there's a harsher critic on the entire web than this guy right here. Everything that I've ever said about her, I'm not gonna be like, yo, it's magically gone. Nah, but I think I'm willing to say that this girl is self-aware. She's never gonna be able to talk. That's never gonna happen. But one thing that she clearly is aware of is that the shit was not working. And I want to give her props for realizing that the shit was not working. Because, a lot of people can just rest on their laurels and decide like, oh, well, I got paid, whatever. So props to her for not doing that. Because over the last couple of months, just in general, the way she works is different. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that now. Now she kind of rolls with what the fans are reacting to. She's not beholden to like, well, they're not giving me anything, so let's just get no. She saw like those people wanted to cheer Hazuki last night, and she was like, let me just give her all this shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna win all that stuff. But let me just give it to her because they started cheering. At first, it was dull because they were giving like she wasn't giving her anything, and then the moment that they started cheering Hazuki, she was like, I'm giving her everything. You know what I mean? And that was smart. And then there was a point where it almost felt like the Statlander match where there was a near fall that everybody bid. There was a moment that everybody bid on it. She was like, let's keep going. You know what I mean? Because this girl's self-aware. I will give her that, bro. I got to give it up. This match was the best one since she's left the WWE. If she just does this, if she just realizes her strengths and tries to avoid her weaknesses, stop grabbing these microphones. You need to stop. But if she just realizes her strengths and hides those weaknesses, I swear, like the bit is over. Like I cannot complain if she's gonna have matches like this, man. This was one of the better women's matches, period, of the year. This is the best one she had to me since she left the company. Is it 9.5 on Cage Match good? Nah. But it was fantastic, man. I really enjoyed it.
Let me ask you, do you think it's more of, and this is a criticism people always get when they leave WWE. Is it more of she is to the point where she's like, I'm not, she was still stuck doing the WWE style and like how you do a match, and now she's being like a real wrestler, which of course she more than probably anyone else should be able to do.
Because I would agree with you if she didn't have that Mayu match where she was like, let me try to do a high speed match. And she just can't. She just can't. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but
no, but
not many chicks can. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I was just wondering if that's what it was. Is that she finally was like, all right, I'm gonna actually wrestle the old-fashioned way.
I think what she did, that you're kind of right, Josh, because I think the biggest thing is that now she goes off the crowd. She she's not beholden to a plan. She goes off the crowd now because before when she was in the WWE, it didn't really fucking matter. Like, you're just gonna have your match. That's how that company is. But now it's like, it seems like she's like, yo, I'm willing to do what these people want us to do. Let's ride.
The crowd is gonna have to give her something though,
What do you mean?
because some of these pay-per-view matches, the crowd's just kind of sitting there, just waiting for something to happen, and she don't really have much to play off of.
But
now, maybe that's their job
quick.
to figure out how to get them going. You know?
Yeah, like now I think she's starting to catch it quick, because the Statlander match, she like soon as she saw like what they were reacting to, she leaned into it, and before she wasn't doing that. And if she's gonna do that, I can't say anything about this woman. I can't. I always thought she was a good wrestler. I just always thought that this is gonna sound terrible, but it's true. I always thought that she believed what a lot of her stands, like, you know, told her she was, instead of like, you know, I think this woman had a long look in the mirror and like, yo, I gotta change it up, because this ain't working.
What you're saying is she was not Adam Copeland.
Exactly.
Where we all thought that's how he was going to be, and he was very much like, nope, I have shit to prove, and and let's go out and let's do all this shit I've wanted to do for maybe the last 10 years and haven't been able to do. So
where she was like, well, I'm the best because I'm the best because I've been told this for so long and I've been paid so much. And then I think she realized, like, oh shit, people actually look at some of these other women higher than they look at me. You know what I mean? Like, Willow Nightingale's getting more reactions than me. Why? You know what I'm saying? So,
but I mean, how much of it you also think that it's very evident that she's taken it upon herself to make that division actually something, because it's meant so much more since she's been there. And it's noticeably, it's not even that like they're treating it like better, because I think they're treating it relatively the same. I think the stories are just better. Everyone's coming off better. So whatever that is.
There's more than one feud. You know what I mean?
There's one feud. It's weird because like she came in, it's definitely she's had an influence, and we've all said this. Yet she's like the worst part of it, like of all the top stuff. So it's just this weird dynamic.
Seems like that's changing though. Seems like that's changing.
Yeah.
And I give her props, man. She just got to stop grabbing these microphones, because dear Lord, stop doing it.
Can't help that. She got to cut the promos.
I mean, she got to cut some promo.
No, she don't, man. Give her somebody
to talk.
It
doesn't need to be long drawn out. She probably needs just, a couple of lines and be done with it, type of thing.
Why didn't they put this girl with Stokely Hathaway?
I don't know. I thought they should have done that right away. I thought that would made so much sense.
Such a money act right there. Some money.
I mean,
it's funny. It's funny. Remember they gave like Stokely to Jade, and Jade can talk, so like she didn't really need him. But like somebody like Mercedes, could you imagine like this whole CEO thing with somebody like Stokely Hathaway like doing all the talking? Come on, man. Come on.
Especially like leaning into the fact that like she doesn't talk because you're not worthy of like having her interact with
y'all. Y'all didn't pay me enough.
Right. Yeah. Like all of that. I guess since we're talking about the women, do we want to talk about Miss Blanchard and TNA?
Do we have to talk about this shit, man?
So apparently, we got to discuss it real quick. So apparently, this was something like the higher ups in the company wanted, and not necessarily the wrestling people were aware of that. Did you hear that?
I had not heard that. See, I've been in retail hell, so I cannot.
Yeah, the initial report is that a lot of the roster like did not want this to happen. It's funny because Sean Ross Sapp put out a report that said like Jordan Grace like initially was like, nah, I don't want to do this shit at all. She had to be convinced to like work for this lady. And I know a lot of people
she's not even gonna be there.
But a lot of people been like, well, they said they were friends, and I said I was 170 pounds. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you say at all. It's the reality, man. But whatever. But go ahead, Brandon.
Why?
Is it because? I mean, here's the thing. When she was in TNA and they did push her like a freaking like superstar, the company theoretically was hotter. Theoretically, even though I think right now their business is probably doing better. But I don't know. But what I'm saying is I think that they were getting. I think they were hotter in the perceived to be hotter. Let me put it that way. They were perceived to be hotter. Where now, the tickets are selling, but how much of that is the WWE stuff? Like, that's the thing when it comes to this stuff. Like, when
they were perceived to be hotter because there were no other American wrestling companies.
But I'm just
that's
saying,
why they're perceived to be hotter. Like, they weren't.
No, because
we had ROH that wasn't as big as AEW. That was it.
When did she leave the company?
Yeah, what AEW was there?
Yeah,
I thought it was 2018. I thought it was 20.
I thought it was like 2021 or something like that. 2022.
Oh no, y'all right. Pandemic. Y'all are right. Pandemic. Y'all, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
So, I wasn't locked in on TNA action, but
my bad.
But I mean, they pushed her like a freaking monster because she was probably the best person in the company at the time. And I'm sure that's probably what.
No, she wasn't. No,
I'm just saying.
They pushed her because it was different. Don't get me wrong, it was different. But she won the title. When she won the title, people talked about it for like a week, and then nobody watched her reign at all. Then the pandemic happened.
I understand. I'm just saying that I'm trying to get into their heads. I would not have hired her. I would have unless the locker room says, you know what, maybe we should, hire her. Maybe that's somebody that we should bring in. I'm not touching her with a 10-foot fucking pole. Now, I
don't even think she's that good anymore. Like, I always thought she was a bit overrated, but I don't even think she's that good anymore. Like, we've seen her in CMLL. Like, she's barely okay, and she's fine.
But how much of that is she just doesn't care, too? Do you think, or do you think
I don't know. I can only go by what I see, Josh.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying. I mean, I think that she wants in to try to like get into WWE, which
that's the other thing I heard was like maybe this is like WWE saying like get her in this system and let's see how things work out for her to potentially come over in the future, which would just be crazy, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, the fans would not push back at all because they don't care.
They don't care. It would be like, oh, that was forever ago. Oh, she apologized. Oh, it was, they'd probably say it was people were overreacting.
We can get into the moral aspect, but I don't want to get us in trouble.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, whatever.
I got a lot to say about that.
I will say this. Everyone has said that the video is out there. It's just never been shown of exactly what happened. And apparently the people that have seen it have said it's bad. Like bad. So,
but apparently it was ongoing too. It wasn't just that one incident. Like she was and here's my thing. Okay, all right. I will do it a bit. So I'm tired of this take. Well, if wrestler A forgave her and wrestler B forgave her, why can't you fans forgive her? Okay, let's do that real quick. Let's practice this exercise real quick. Let's practice this exercise. If and let's get dark. If Nancy Benoit's family came out and said, "I forgive Chris Benoit," why can't y'all forgive? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how it works. Because if you wronged anybody or if you did anything wrong, right? Everyone has the right to feel how they feel. Jay Briscoe handled this shit perfectly. Remember, Jay had his comments, and then AEW happens. Tony Khan signs them to ROH. They're not on TV. Did you ever hear what Jay Briscoe had to say about that? Did y'all ever hear what he had to say? He pretty much said, "What I did is what I did. I've spent so much time trying to make things right with the people I hurt. And for anybody that I have hurt, I cannot control how you feel. I will just continue to try to do better." He didn't bitch. He didn't complain. He knew he fucked up, and he lived with the consequences. And this girl...
And there were people much louder saying, hey, he's learned his lesson. This is not right.
Because Jay Briscoe is a decent human being. That's why. He just
put in the work to show that he has changed.
Right.
What you saying?
I said he put in the work to show that he changed.
This girl never even apologized. And then she had the nerve to Hollywood TNA when the pandemic happens. You don't want to come back over here and at least drop our title. But this is the girl that people are defending for whatever reason. I don't understand. I don't get it.
You know why. Why.
I almost called names.
You know why.
I don't get it, man. Like, why is Tessa Blanchard in 2024 the heel to die on? This girl has not drawn a dime ever in her life. Never proven a thing. Jay Briscoe proved way more than this girl.
Why do all these people defend, like, oh my God, talk about TNA in these glowing ways that they do? And it's like, what are you talking about? It's still the same. Like, if this company was so good, Mike Bailey wouldn't be like out.
There's that too,
out. And that's true. Like, yeah, that too. Like, you're saying it's good, but are you watching it? It's like when people were saying that, the women's division and TNA was like the best in the world, only because people saw that they were featuring the women more. And so because they were featuring the women more, oh, well, it must be the best.
They've been featuring the women more since 2007, bro. Like, that's nothing new.
Right. Like
I think another thing that nobody brings up about TNA, because at the end of the day, y'all just use TNA for your stupid arguments because you don't like AEW, but whatever. The morale in TNA has clearly taken a hit. Scott D'Amore being fucking gone from that company has shaken the morale of it, because we didn't hear any of this stuff about contracts and none of that stuff because these dudes wanted to fight for Scott D'Amore. You know what I mean? They did. Say whatever you want about his booking. But I will never forget when I met Josh Alexander, and I asked him tongue in cheek, and my lady got upset, but I don't care. I asked him straight. I was like, TNA, what are you doing, brother? And then he was, I said Impact because it was Impact. I was like, what are you doing, brother? He was like, I love Scott D'Amore. Scott D'Amore helped me pay for my son's hospital bills when he got sick. He helped me pay when my wife was in the hospital giving birth to him. All this stuff. He was like, Scott D'Amore looked out for me more than a lot of people in my own family looked out for me, and I'll do whatever this man needs me to. And I feel like, legit, if Scott D'Amore was still there, like, you know what I mean? The WWE thing wouldn't have happened, I don't think. But also on top of that,
think now, looking back on it, we all wondered why he left. Do you think that's why he left?
Exactly.
Do you think
that might have been why?
That they were like, hey, we want to, they reached out, we want to do this thing. What do you think? And he was like, are you fucking crazy?
Nah, fuck these people.
Are you nuts? All they're going to do is cherry pick what little talent we have that I've been able to like muster around. Because the one thing about like his booking is but Scott D'Amore has a great eye for talent that's probably in some ways a little underrated, I think. But I mean, I don't know. It amazes me. Like, I keep wondering, like, after the Royal Rumble, what's TNA gonna look like when all these people?
Jordan Grace is her contract up then, ain't it?
Right, I think so. Jordan Grace is gonna be gone. Joe Henry will be gone.
That's not. I mean,
I'm just saying.
That's not gonna be much of a negative.
I know.
Stars kind of faded out a little bit here. And...
I mean. But, you listen to these people, oh, my God, he's a huge deal. And it's like, he's a freaking catchphrase is all he is.
And I like the guy. I love the guy.
Yeah, I do too. Bro, I mean, more power to him. But let's be a
There's only but so far that the whole act can go. Like, there's a shelf life to that act. Like, Santino Marella was super over, but he was Santino Marella. You know what I mean?
Right.
The shelf
they got him as well, by the way. And they're going for big buildings, or not, buildings, but a couple big shows. They're going to try to get some decent crowds. And, I mean, are they going to be able to do that with the roster they have? Or are they going to be bringing in some of the WWE NXT crew?
I mean, I got to think they're bringing in, like, some of the NXT crew or lower mid card main roster people maybe. If
Apparently AJ Styles has been like backstage at a lot of those shows. I think they might do something with that because he wants to for some odd reason. He
You think
wants to.
so?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's
Well,
probably
that
more
seems like
than
that
what
kind of
I mean. It's probably more than what they have planned for him in WWE. They don't seem to like have anything.
That's crazy, by the way. That's crazy.
I mean,
One of the 30 greatest workers of all time. We ain't got nothing planned for you.
I think Impact's had a pretty solid year for them as far as like business wise, at least some buzz as well. Again, I don't know how many people are watching these shows, at least like the weekly shows, but
I mean,
it seemed
people
like
were
they did
showing
decent.
up for the live shows, so they
Mhm.
were, people were.
They sold
So
out Atlanta.
yeah, like so. There's that.
When they sold
but,
out center stage, they sold it out.
Yeah, hold it
Oh
out.
man, you know
600
what?
seats. 600 seats. Well, that's still good.
Hey, I might be able to get in there. It's sold out. I still might be able to get in there. I might do that. It's not that far. It's not that far.
But yeah, I mean, more power to him, I guess. What about? Okay, what about the rumor that ROH is close to getting its own TV deal?
I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that because I want to know the excuse now.
What's the reason being that you can't wait for
it? Because if they get on a network like True TV, right, people are gonna watch those numbers and like, oh, ROH is only doing 300,000 people or 4, and then if you compare it to the rest of fucking True TV, you know what I mean? Like that, it's going to be another conversation where people don't understand the ratings, and then they'll get renewed, and then people have something else to say. And yeah,
I don't think they're going to get 300,000 people to watch that show, but I was trying to figure out the other day, like what would be the floor as far as a rating for Ring of Honor TV? Like if they say like True, I don't know, I haven't looked at True TV's ratings or anything at all, but if they got 150,000 people, do you think
that would be the floor? Well, but it depends on how much. So apparently the rumor is that there's multiple networks wanting them, which that's good. But I mean, it depends on how much they pay for them too, like, and like all of that. I hope to God if they get a TV deal that that they do some sort of studio TV type thing, or they do a loop of like Hammerstein, the arena, center stage, stuff like that, and they just do a loop of it. And I don't care if it's in the front of the same,
do like a month's worth of taping and then go to the next place.
And the shows are always in front of high crowds, and then for shows like Death Before Dishonor and Glory by Honor and Final Battle and Supercard of Honor, that's where you travel. That's where you travel. Yeah, just do that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the way to do it. And you can be probably a little bit more experimental on ROH. Like I've said, what I think ROH needs to be: you bring in the young guys from New Japan, bring in the young guys from CMLL, have the young guys that you want to sign, bring in what talent there is on the indies. Even if you give them a shot and WWE ends up signing them like a week later, so be it. Like be cool with that. Be like, hey, if they sign you after we use you, more power to you. Because that means more people will want to be on that show and be done with it. So
my whole thing is that like a year into whatever this deal, every ROH champion should be under the age of 30. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
And then if you have, and maybe not all of them, but like if you have like veteran guys that like, and I mean like true veteran guys. I don't mean like just guys on the AEW roster you can't find anything to do with.
A guy like Jericho,
like older guys like that, like the way they use Dustin being over there, guys like that being like the people that are beat by these young people to put them over. So eventually you put them on fucking AEW, after because truth be told, I know I talk a lot of shit about AEW fans and they deserve it. But one thing about pro wrestling that will always remain true is that regardless of what any company that you're in, if you get buzz, you get buzz. It's just that simple. Because There was a time where Josh remembers this, where Mike Quackenbush and Reckless Youth were the talk of the town. You know what I mean? And those dudes were
and not just
never
them,
on television.
It was what? It was Reckless Youth,
because we knew who they were.
Cheetah Kid,
the casuals,
Cheetah Kid.
Yeah, Cheetah Kid is another one. All of them, man. The Briscoes, where they were barely of age, like those, all that shit, man. You know what I mean? And like those guys were never on TV, but we, the diehards, knew who they were. We're hyping them up. We're talking them up, and then eventually, you know, wherever they sign or whatever they do seems like a big deal because of all the buzz they garner. Hell, even the WWE, I talk a lot of shit about them, but even the WWE, they bring in Julia and they make it seem like they just got fucking LeBron James, and they should because of all the buzz that she had.
They're not using her like LeBron.
I mean, of course not, because I knew they wouldn't because that company sucks. But I knew they wouldn't, but that, you know, that's my point. You know, I hate Tony Khan. Not a fan of her at all. That's at all. Come on, Tony. Come on.
Apparently, there's.
I don't care.
There's probably more to it than that.
Double agent.
Probably.
I don't care. Could you imagine her in that division right now?
I understand that. I'm just saying.
I don't care, bro. I don't. Call it like, hey man, listen, I'm gonna give you like fuck Rossi, fuck what he's done. I give you a whole million more than whatever the fuck they try to get. WrestleMania moment my ass. All right, take this million more so you can come over here and be a real fucking star. How about that? Like, do that.
I assume at this point it looks like a Ring of Honor TV deal is probably more a reality than this third AEW show that was supposed to be on Fox, because we ain't heard shit about that in a long time. So I don't know, but I'm excited to see if they have a
what if it's ROH? What if it's
lower risk,
lower risk Howard Ward?
Crazy.
Maybe.
Like,
lower risk Howard Ward.
I mean, if you put if you do ROH, it's got to be like it's either Fox Sports or it's like a late night thing.
Do you think they go the route that NXT has absolutely gone, where the show is WWE NXT, and then you've seen like the pay-per-views they've done, and it's WWE? What was the last one they did? They just did one. What was the name of the show? The special they did. NXT special.
It's NXT. I don't know.
But it's not. They don't label it NXT anymore. They label it WWE. So should they do that with Ring of Honor? Should it not? Should it be like?
No.
Ring of Honor should be a separate entity. It shouldn't be All Elite Wrestling presents Ring of Honor.
Well, maybe. I mean, I think that's probably what we'll get, because I think Tony has hinted at that. So WWE Deadline apparently was the.
There you go. Yeah. So it wasn't NXT.
Thank you,
Deadline. It was WWE Deadline. Yeah.
So, anyways.
Maybe they do something like that. AEW Final Battle.
Should we? I don't think have we talked about the GCA or the GCA? GCW. Have we talked about any of that?
No, we hadn't been here.
So what do you think really happened? Because now it seems like they've kissed.
It's still like they're working together now. I don't know.
It's like they kissed and made up. Maybe it was just Tony getting mad and being pissed off and all that. Do you think that maybe I'm going to throw out a little fantasy booking that Jericho does lose the belt because Starks interferes?
I see that.
And then you have whatever you have later. So
I don't know. I'm expecting Starks.
You heard the rumor
Starks
about
back.
You heard the rumor about Matt Cardona actually signed with ROH? You heard about that?
I saw that.
Signed with AEW, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
I mean,
they gave him a T-shirt, which I was very surprised about that.
That sounds like a threat. Fuck that. Jesus Christ.
They gave him a T-shirt, and I was very surprised.
If you put him in ROH, I'm kind of fine with that. I think I've said that before. He's a guy that I think you can have and go, hey, look, I'm now, very, very be the anti-ROH guy, right? And then have all these young guys trying to beat him. I think that would work.
Man, they
But
already did this in GCW though, and it ran its course and got stale quick.
yeah, but how many people have actually seen that?
At the time, more people
I
saw
said that was the time
than
when I was
watch
watching.
ROH.
Yeah, I
That was
mean
the time
that's
I was watching.
Way more people saw that than the people that watch ROH. I can promise you that. Guarantee you that.
But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. Everyone got crazy for a week, and then magically,
Sean brought up Final Battle. What's the card for that show, man? I know people were.
I don't
Because last time I saw,
I didn't think it was that bad when I glanced at it the other day. I
it's
know
not
people
that.
kind of
Yeah,
upset, but I'm like $10. Like this is a fine card. Like, is it to the stand? Is it Final Battle 2008? No, it's not.
but you're not going to get that. You're not
right,
getting
that's
that.
what I'm saying. I thought it was. I think it's a decent show, a decent card. You pull it up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
What was on Final Battle 2008? Did you just throw out a year, bro? What's on that show?
Morishima and Danielson fight without honor.
Cool.
Yeah.
I remember.
You got the Lee Moriarty Open Challenge, which I guess we'll see.
Who could that be?
I don't know. You've got the Survival of the Fittest match. Brian Cage, Willie Mack, Commander, Mark Davis, AR Fox, and Blake Christensen. That should be
That's fine.
fun. Athena versus Billy Starks.
That should be great.
That should be great.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal versus QT Marshall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
The Sons of Texas versus the Righteous. That will probably actually be pretty good. Chris Jericho versus Matt Cardona. And then Red Velvet versus Leah. Oh, that's no good.
Red Velvet versus who?
Versus Hirsch.
Oh, God.
Leila Hirsch.
God
Is it a weapons match or something?
Yeah, it's a women's TV title match.
Travis, I like how you're thinking. Nigel for the open challenge against Lee Moriarty. How you're thinking.
I mean, that would be fun, but
these are the type of minds that are in our Discord, ladies and gentlemen. But these are the type of people.
But you would do. I would if you did that. I mean, honestly, you need to be like, you should have advertised that because that's unless you're going for like
true.
Bro, they didn't advertise Danielson and McGinnis. Like,
yeah, this is true.
I think people packed the house for Nigel and, well, maybe not Lee Moore, but just to see Nigel because he might, he's not going to win, but he could. He could. I mean, he could. I could see that being matches he could do. But we'll see. We'll see who it is. But yeah, I don't think that's horrible. We'll see. And they'll probably. I don't know if it's worth the money they're charging for these tickets though. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But that's not a them thing. I don't think. I think that's a Hammerstein.
I don't care. That's crazy. You see those ticket prices?
But I mean, the GCW
don't have that many left over.
Yeah, the GCW tickets are crazy too. I mean, it's the venue. It's not the. It's why people don't run it. What else we got? Anything else?
Oh yeah, let me talk about the 5-star match that I saw the day before, Mercedes and Hazuki, which I went like 4.5 on. So I didn't stay up for it because I don't know, I'm old now. I struggle staying up for these Japanese shows now. I'm old, but Dragon Gate's last big show of the year. Final Gate happened on Saturday. Yes, Saturday. And the main event of that show was Yamato versus Dragon Dia. Winner take all. Yeah, exactly. For winner takes all for the Open the Brave Gate title and the Open the Dream Gate title. This will hands down be on my match of the year list, period. The story of this match is that none of the this is a way to be self-aware, and I appreciate Dragon Gate for doing this. Bottom line is that at this point, if you still follow Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling, that means you love that company. Because there's not a single person, not a single one of the new guys mean anything at all. Nothing at all. Fucking Dragon Dia goes to New Japan. He's a pin eater. Like none of those dudes Even remember when Ricochet used to go over there and he'd win matches and beat people and shit like that? Dragon Dia goes over there and he's just like the guy at the bottom of the block for the Best of Super Juniors. But they put him in this position because they've leaned into it. Very self-aware how Dragon Dia has been like, none of these older guys take us seriously. Shingo Takagi's not walking through that door. All these people just aren't walking back through that door. But we're who's here now. And all I've been able to do is rise to the level of this mid-card title. I'm putting it all on the line for one shot at you. You know what I mean? And that's not necessarily how they did it because things happened before that. But that's the story that they told during the match. He was like, I'll put this all up for you. And like the bottom line was that he's every bit as good as the old guard. He's every bit as good as Yamato. Like, Brandon was shocked because Yamato's been in this company, fucking what? Going like since like 07, 08 now, like been like in a prominent position in this company. And like, he gave him everything he had, all of his stuff, all of his big bombs, everything he had. But Yamato was able, well, I don't want to ruin too much, but Yamato was able to show that there's levels to how long I've been doing this in comparison to you, how long you've been doing this. The lights were just too bright for this young man. And I don't want to get there's so many like fighting spirit spots in this. There's so many times where like the commentators in themselves, like he's been an ace since like 2011. You know what I mean? We're going on fucking 13 years now. You know what I mean? And like there's so many spots where like the hope spots in this really got me because this was a point where like me and Taylor's in the chat, we both talked about how maybe Dragon Dia should win this because they've told us that none of these younger guys matter, and this would help them a lot. And this is why, and this segues to something else I was talking about. This is why wins and losses matter, but they don't matter as much as people think. It's all about the quality of the win and the quality of the loss. Because I feel like if he would have won this match, it would not have came off of the same. Because he lost. He lost because he hasn't earned this yet. He hasn't done this long enough. And at the end of the day, it pretty much showed that Yamato is the veteran and he knows what to do in these situations. You can lose, and Dragon Dia came out looking so much better from this. And I guarantee you, the next time they throw him in the main event, pay attention to that number. You know what I mean? Because they made a star on Saturday. And that's how in a loss they made a star on Saturday. And that's how you do it. And that's why it's okay that Will Ospreay isn't the world champion, guys. That's why it's okay. It's okay, okay, Josh. Okay, Josh. Let's do it. So, Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Swerve Strickland. Did they all not benefit greatly from beating Will Ospreay?
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with that. But
hold on. Did the international title not benefit greatly from Will Ospreay feuding over it?
But would the company be better if they would have given Will Ospreay the belt when he was definitely much hotter?
Nope, because nobody's hot. Who's he gonna wrestle?
Who's he gonna wrestle? You don't need that. You just need hey, he's the best. And you tune in for his match for that.
I love Will so much, but Will is not that guy. Will is not that guy for you to just be like, he's wrestling. All these people are gonna come watch him because you can watch him anyway.
Okay.
Nobody's hot. It doesn't matter.
I agree with you. Nobody's hot.
But maybe it's the time with nobody being hot. Maybe it's just time to go with somebody.
I'm not saying now. I'm saying back.
I kind of wish they would give the belt to Fletcher and let him run with it.
I feel like what Will is doing with elevating everything on his journey towards the title. Could you imagine when he actually wins this thing? Like the company's not gonna go out of business while he's like, elevating guys along the way and titles along the way.
Saying is,
trademark. It's not gonna go out of fucking business because they got a TV deal. Like it's not gonna happen.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, would the company have been better off if when he was hotter, of putting the belt on him to, make it look like the company was hotter than it was? That's all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with.
No, because Swerve Strickland beating him to me was way more important than Will Ospreay winning that title. Because now you have a guy when Will Ospreay wins the title. Here is someone for him to face.
Okay, that's fine.
You know what I mean? You need
That's
dance
fine.
partners, guys. Nobody is hot. Nobody is hot. Yeah, Will Ospreay is still hot. He's going to be hot as long as he's in prominent matches. He's always going to be hot.
I'm asking the question. That's all I'm doing.
I brought this up in the chat. Minoru Suzuki can lose to Tomohiro Ishii and then 1 week later pin Okada and the world does not burn. It's fine. It's okay. This is not 1984.
You're talking about previous, not you're talking about today, right?
I'm saying in general. I'm talking about like in general. I'm talking about like different, like even different companies throughout history. Some of my favorite like pro wrestling Noah back in the day. Marufuji, I mean, although this is a bad example because
you're about to do a bad example.
But I'm just saying. Okay, this is gonna sound terrible too. But Post Musawa, R.I.P. But just being honest, like guys would beat guys and be fine. It's okay. It only matters if said guy is losing to somebody who does not fucking deserve it. And Will Ospreay has not lost to anyone that did not deserve it.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that given
exactly. Ant said it best. The thing that damaged Will Ospreay is that stupid Tiger Driver 91 thing. That damaged him more than losing the Swerve Strickland.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he got damaged. That's not what I'm saying.
Hang on. Okay, so what are you saying?
What I'm saying is, would it have been better if they would have just made him champion when he was hot, when he was definitely the hottest guy in the company, because he was? Would that have been better, is what I'm saying, than what they did?
I don't think it would hurt.
No, because we'd be in the same spot because he's still the hottest dude in the company.
Okay.
That hasn't changed. I can understand if like he's just not like he's not special anymore, like Jade Cargill. But I can understand if it was something like that. But that's not the case, man. That's not him losing to Konosuke Takeshita is okay.
I'm not saying that that's not full. I'm just saying that in hindsight, you know, not for his story, I'm just saying for the company, would it have been? And I'm not saying that's.
No, hold on.
I don't know if there would have been any. It's hard to say. I don't know if there would have been.
I don't want people to get my words twisted. I wouldn't have been opposed to. I'm not saying like, I would have hated it if this would have happened. But I feel like what they're doing with him is way more interesting than just him being the champion, and you know, it's way more interesting in my opinion. Like he's the way they're using him is the one thing in that company that I genuinely like like week to week, like the way they use Will Ospreay. That's like the one thing I know I can count on. The way they use Will Ospreay. There are some other things that annoy me here and there, but the way they use Will Ospreay, I genuinely like that.
Like I said, I wouldn't have been mad if they put the Okada rocket ship and gave the belt to Fletcher and see what happens, because he's been.
I would be fine with that too.
You just go with it and just see what happens.
Just
Fletcher might win this whole Continental Classic.
I
think that would be not a bad.
Especially right now when you're down, like this is the time you need to experiment.
Try some shit.
Right. Yeah, and try some stuff, especially with the younger guys. Just try something to see what's going to happen.
Because I think that's one of the things they got away from was focusing on younger talent.
Speaking of trying some shit, will we be here before Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty? Will we be here? Because maybe we
week after.
I mean, we can be because I'm
yeah.
I'm
free
for
that week.
After this week, I'm
okay. Okay, cool. Because I was like, we're not gonna be here. We probably should have talked about that somewhere. Quick thoughts though. Wrestle Kingdom looks great if it was in April. If this was a wrestling Dantaku, I'd be like, holy shit, this show's gonna be amazing.
Genesis or something.
Yeah, Sakura did this. I'd be like, holy shit, this is can't miss. This is the Tokyo Dome. This is the.
I mean, the main event should be, if it's the main event. The match that should be the main event.
Naito and Hiromu?
Yeah.
I mean, Naito can't move anymore, man.
Then
The crowd's gonna be losing their mind now. The crowd's gonna be losing
I'm
their
not
mind.
excited for that match anymore.
Yeah, man, it's
no, because I should be free next week. So
that's my quick. Just like it'd be awesome if it wasn't in January.
You guys got any quick thoughts on the gaming awards?
Oh, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. I was fine with Astrobot winning.
hang on. I'm sorry, man. I hate to laugh at these people. Have you heard about these developers for Black Myth Wukong, where they
upset?
They wrote their acceptance speech 2 years ago to win Game of the Year, and then they were in the crowd crying, like devastated when they lost to Astrobot. I'm like, I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't spend years on making any games, but like, you're at the show, bro. Like, you were a nominee. Like, why aren't you happy that you're at the show as a nominee and you're crying because you didn't win? Like, come on now,
man.
That game is going.
I know this. I know that I've not played either game, but Astrobot, people are saying that it's a Mario Universe type of game. Mm-hmm. You're not beating.
Yeah, you're not beating that. You're not unless you're Zelda. Unless you're fucking Zelda. That's the only time you're gonna beat something like. Man, I love Black Myth Wukong, but I'm telling you it wasn't the game of the year, bro. Like it's too buggy. The invisible walls are crazy. The game itself, and this is a good and bad thing, it doesn't tell you what to do at all. Like, you pretty much have, and not in a sense where like Souls games like just don't tell you what to do. Like, no, this game literally doesn't tell you what to do. There's so many times where like you have to find all these items and put it together, and like you have no idea. You have no idea, while you're playing the game. So yeah, I mean, I love that game, but it's fine that it didn't win. Astrobot was great. Astrobot is fantastic.
I mean, it was a weird, the nominees were weird.
They broke the rules to nominate Elden Ring. That's how weird this year was. Yeah, like it was a weird year. Sparking Zero winning fighting game of the year pissed me off though. Like,
they won over Tekken?
They fucking won. They fucking won, man. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's insane. Because how many people still play that? Come on now. Come on. Nobody plays that, bro. Nobody still plays that. I would have been out if the Marvel collection would have won. That's dumb. That pissed me off. That's the only thing that got me upset. That was everything else was fine, man.
What about
some solid reveals on there? Yeah. As far as games go,
I don't know how to feel about Onimusha, but what?
Yeah, people upset about freaking Witcher too. You got like what are we?
Come on now.
Because they're mad because it's Cersei and not. And
how are you mad at Cersei? If you beat the game, that makes sense. If you
woman bad.
I don't want to play as a woman. Forget the fact that
Intergalactic woman bad.
Forget the fact that Tomb Raider. I mean, we could sit here and list tons of games. Most of these dudes played.
Metroid.
Exactly.
Like
since Josh brought it up, what got y'all the most excited in terms of the reveals?
I mean, for me, it was Virtual Fighter with just because I love those games. So with Witcher being probably close second.
What about you, Brandon?
I would say Intergalactic because I'm gonna always be excited what Naughty Dog does, but what is that company? The Hazel Light with Joseph Ferris, like their games, like
always
two games
deliver.
I've
always
the A Way Out, the jail breakout game, and then the one me and my girl played. It Takes Two was so much fun, and that won Game of the Year. So definitely excited. I mean, this game looks interesting, looks kind of wacky, but I'm excited to see how it plays and turns out, and the fact that they seem like they really care about the gamer. Again, another game you only got to buy one copy, and then the other player that can just play it for free. I'm always going to be kind of open to those type of games. So
for me, it was the Okami sequel and Virtua Fighter. Definitely.
Okay, Jeff Keighley was damn near about to cry presenting that game. I was like, oh my god! I was like, what is he about to show off? I was like, Okami?
I can't believe it, bro. I can't.
Yeah. Was the game? I never played it. Was a game like that.
Brandon.
I just remember selling a ton of copies when I worked at GameStop at that time. I was like, bro,
there was a reason you did, man. There was.
I got you.
that game is fantastic. Well, the Virtua Fighter, man, like that. Did you watch the showcase, Josh? Did you watch?
Yes, I did. I did. The fact that
I love that it's the Yakuza guys.
Stuff. Well, that and I mean, the AMD guys were there, or the chip dudes,
yeah,
saying that they're going to have something to do with this game, which means this game might look crazy. Like,
I hope it plays, because I know one thing about Virtua Fighter, and time for me to get nerdy. One thing about Virtua Fighter that a lot of people complain about is that it is very straightforward. No gimmicks, no meters, no like the grapple system is even like reversal heavy and things like that. It feels like like Josh has said a million times, and it's true. The grapple system feels like a wrestling game, and when you get into the striking, there's no game. It's pretty much bare bones. This is what it is. Footsies, spacing, and pretty much you don't even have no combos really. It's so bare bones. I think Virtua Fighter needs to evolve. Give me some sort of mechanic, maybe not like a comeback mechanic, but give me some sort of mechanic that rewards me for learning combos and doing all the grinding and things like that.
The small little thing of gameplay they showed, there was a lot of blocking going on in ways that
that you don't usually see in Virtua Fighter. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Like,
what was the last Virtua Fighter?
Five Final Showdown, Ultimate
Showdown. From like that was like.
It's been like 11 years now.
That's the one that's in beta right now on Steam. But everyone says it's really good. Everyone said that the update fixed a lot of the issues and stuff. So I haven't played it yet.
I'm curious about the roster for this game, because Lau has been my main since the second one. And in 5, he's like 1 billion years old. So I don't know. He's real curious about the roster, man. There's a lot of questions, not many answers.
I would add one other game that I was super excited about just from what they showed was Outer Worlds 2, because it looks like it's going to
look like they got money this time.
They got money, and it looks like it's going to be what they wanted the first one to be. So you could definitely.
This is Outer Worlds, right? This is the loop game, right?
No.
No, it's by the Fallout New Vegas dudes.
Yeah, it's
gotcha. I'm thinking of Outer Wilds, right? That's the loop game. That's different. My bad.
Yeah. Now it's basically Fallout in space, and gotcha. they weren't able. You could tell they weren't able to do what they wanted to in the first game. If you play it, it's very evident that there's like stuff missing. So hopefully, I mean, they kind of played into that in the preview that, hey, this is what the game we wanted to do. So we will see.
Correction. Tekken 8 did win. Okay, good. Yeah, I saw somewhere that because G Nation just put it in the chat. I saw somewhere that Dragon Ball won, and I was like, hell no. But yeah, like you were saying, like go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you.
But yeah, like it's even for not being like probably what they wanted, it was still really fun. You could definitely see it was. I felt it was more Fallout-y than Fallout 4 was. So I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of Fallout 4. So
yeah,
great game, but
in general though, like the Game Awards for like the first time in a long time felt like big instead of like overly, hey, we're trying to cross over. I mean, it was a little bit of that stuff like Snoop Dogg and all that stuff, but it was like, these developers have taken advantage now, and they want everyone to get excited about what's coming. Like,
well,
I was hyped all night. Everything is showed, I was hyped all night.
We don't have E3 anymore, so like this is like the big
Like it's
show where you
this
can
and what
showcase
the
stuff.
spring, whatever the spring
Summer
thing,
Game Fest.
Summer
Yeah.
Game Fest.
That what did you guys see the what the was it who was it the developer that got on there and did the speech about the game developers needed to be
I forgot what developer that was. I know
Was
what you're
it-
talking about. Yeah.
was it the
I'm talking about the
Basically
guy that
calling
cried
everybody
and was
out.
like, "Yeah, we need great people to make great games." I can't remember his name.
yeah was it the red was it wasn't the Witcher dudes, was it the Baldur's Gate dudes?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. I was expecting them to like shut him down as he kept going because I was like, "Oh, this is," But yeah, the new Mafia game looks good too. But I'm
Curious
Word.
about like the plot with that, because I think they said it's early like 1900s, right? So like,
right.
will it be the same like family from the first one? Like, what's the deal?
I would imagine I would think it would be from like in Sicily and before type.
Because I love the story of those games. I don't always jive with the gameplay though.
Yeah,
but
the
I love
gameplay
the
is
story.
kind of wonky, but
Yeah.
the story, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, the stories are always great. But this one looked cool. And then the oh my god, now we're just talking about the games. Now what was it? The Yakuza guys, that project, whatever it was. I can't remember what it was called.
Project, new whatever.
The fighting game, yeah.
Project Center.
It's like
Project Century, right?
Yeah, Project Century or something like that. It's like looks like a Yakuza game except like way more violent.
Yeah.
Man, those dudes got me the most hype. Ryu Goku, whatever the fuck you say, Ryu, whatever. Project Century. There we go. Yeah, those dudes got me the most excited because they seem to be working on a bunch.
There was never going to be a GTA trailer on the Game Awards. Like,
right.
Rockstar, they operate in their own space. So.
Yeah, they're weird. They're weird about that shit. You'll see it when you see it.
They are going to be the Taylor Swift of this gaming generation, because I don't think this gaming generation has been all that great, to be honest with you. And we're almost half a decade old with it. And it needs some life built into it. I think they're going to be the catalyst for that.
Chase said it the best. Chase said that, and at first I didn't get what he was saying, but now thinking about it, I 100% get it. I hate when that motherfucker's right. But he said that every game this generation does not feel next generation. Like he was like, even the best games, for the most part, don't feel that way. And he's right. He's right, because a lot of the top games of this generation also came out the last generation.
Right.
So he's right. Because I remember he said that about God of War, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then when I thought about it, I was like, you know what, man?
Or you've got a lot of like some of the best games are the indie games, which are not gonna push that envelope whatsoever, because that's not what they can necessarily do. So, which brings me, what did you think of the Ninja Gaiden trailer? The fact that
I got to see more, man. I
want to play it, though. I want to play it.
I was like, man, are you guys gonna make it hard enough, or is it gonna be?
But Phil, as great, and I'm not saying that game's not great, because I love God of War Ragnarok, but really think about what felt next gen about that game, because even how it moved,
it felt like Vikings with Odyssey. It felt like Odyssey with Vikings is what it felt like when I played it, and I like Odyssey. I mean, it did.
Yeah, I know people didn't really care for it, and it was just a 10-minute demo, man. But playing that, it was like at least 2-3 years ago at this point. Whatever that Matrix demo was,
the
Matrix Awakening, that's when I was like, yo, this is next generation right now.
You know what I mean?
And we haven't seen anything like it since. Personally, at least I haven't. But
there's only 2 games where I felt like, okay, this feels next gen, and not even the whole game. The icon battles in Final Fantasy 16 and Black Myth Wukong. That's it. Oh, and some parts of Elden Ring also.
I mean, Elden Ring. I would say Elden Ring just because of the size. Of Elden Ring, like that would, but that's the only. I mean, it's not. It's still pretty much the same thing as what you got before. So you're not
It's also these companies not giving up on these older consoles. Like you just have to cut it off and tell people like upgrade or I'm sorry. You're
like
just gonna be left
I
behind.
was shocked when I saw the stat that there's still so many more people buying PS4s than PS5s. I'm like, why are they still even making PS4s? Like, what's the point of that? That's like
people still buying them, man.
Yeah, but why? Like, you want them to buy the next one. You don't want them, and now they're gonna do this PS5 Pro, which looks like DOA. So, and be like Nintendo. Nintendo's gonna release whatever that next Switch is gonna be, and the current Switch is gonna die, and then the modders are gonna be excited because that means they can go in and do their shit to the Switch that they haven't been able to do. So it's absolutely. I find it hilarious that as much as Nintendo hates the modders, that they just give them what they want at the same time.
Hey, to answer your question, it's because a lot of those games you can just buy on the PS4.
People are still playing Fortnite. People are still playing Madden. People are staying 2K, FIFA. All the games you can just get on PS4. That's all people are playing.
Right. Here's something that blew my goddamn mind. So, I'm heavy into fighting games, motherfuckers setting up just different setups and things like that. Motherfuckers had a PS4 setup for Street Fighter 6, and people were using it because the game's on PS4. Like you can, I don't know why anyone would do that, but
PS4 controls better than PS5.
Well, that too. That there's that too. But you can play Bloodborne on PS5, but if you wanted to play it, you can just get a
PS4.
Right. And that's still probably the one game that Sony has that people will buy a console for. So since for whatever reason they don't want to put it on PC. So
we get The Last of Us 2 remastered, but we don't get Bloodborne remastered. That's crazy to me.
No, you get New Horizon, you get
Horizon Zero Dawn. I love that game.
I love it too. I love it too.
What are we doing, man?
I don't love that game.
So, did you play the sequel, Brendan?
No.
Play the sequel, brother. Everything that you don't like about the first one, completely improved in the sequel.
Right,
completely shot. And the story is better. And fucking Trinity from the Matrix is in the sequel. Come on now. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, she's the without spoiling anything, she's one of the people from the old time. Let's put it like that.
Gosh, not the character Trinity is not.
No.
I was going to say,
what's carrying box?
Interesting crossover, but I got you. Cool.
Yeah. It would fit. It would fit in the.
It would fit.
It would fit. It would fit. Strangely enough. So
hold on. Goddamn, now I'm just throwing shit out. Have y'all seen any of Secret Level?
Yes, I've seen all of it.
What's it on? What is it? What's
except for what's coming out? What tomorrow? Or
is it out today? It might be out today.
Yeah, the second one's no, it's not today. It's in a couple of hours. So
okay.
Yeah, what's your streaming on? I
completely it's on Amazon
Prime.
Amazon.
So the Dungeons and Dragons one.
It's a mixed bag, man. It's a mixed bag.
The Dungeons and Dragons one, if you are deep into D&D lore,
that was cool.
Is awesome. If you have to be deep into D&D lore to understand what happened, because they don't explain it.
The Space Marine one though.
The Space Marine one.
I don't know shit about Warhammer 40K, but goddamn.
That was like, you got to see just how big the Space Marines are. You got to see just what kind of they are demigods and why they are demigods. You got to see chaos in true chaos form. That was awesome.
The seafood one was awesome too, because I'm like, oh, this motherfucker about to die if you played the game.
Yeah, right. I
shit, no.
like that. I actually really liked the Pac-Man one too, for being as weird and wacky as it was.
Did they have was Billy on that episode?
Who?
What's his name? The Pac-Man guy.
No, the Pac-Man one is not what you think Pac-Man is. Pac-Man, it's a Have you seen the Pac-Man one, Martine?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's
Billy Mitchell.
it's taking the core idea of Pac-Man and just fucking running with it.
I didn't really like the Armored Core one either. I didn't really like that.
Well, so here's my thing with the Armored Core one. If you know the story of Armored Core, it makes a lot of sense. If you don't, it's like, what did I just watch? So
I wanted them to do it in some sort of adaptation of Fires of Rubicon. That's what I wanted, but it wasn't.
I mean, yeah, but I mean,
by the way, I love that game.
He's Raven. I mean, he is Raven. So that's who he is.
True.
And he's trying to, I mean, so like I got it. I agree. I thought
I thought it would have been better. The action is insane in that, but I thought it would have been better.
Yeah. It was too short. That one was too short, I felt.
The Sifu one was too short too. I was like, I just want more of this. Give me more.
What New World? The New World one I didn't like, but but I know people that really liked it, so they thought it was funny. So I just thought it went on. I thought the bit went on for too long.
Correct.
I'm looking forward to the Mega Man one though, because it looks. I
saw how he looks. I don't know much else though. I just saw how he.
It looks like they're gonna go full on, like we're doing an Astro Boy story with Mega Man. Which, if that's what they do, I'm all about that.
That's cool. That's cool. I want them. I just want them to keep making these and like different, like whoever like you can get the license to, just make them.
Well, then we're getting
I would love a Street Fighter one. For
that might be a rights problem, but
make it happen.
I mean, what do we get? We're getting Outer Worlds, Mega Man. What's the other? I can't remember.
Are they making one about the failed PlayStation game?
Yeah, that's on the
shooter, whatever they're doing. Concord, right?
Yeah, Concord. I think there's just a PlayStation one, which has like God of War and all sorts of other like PlayStation stuff in it. So
yeah, I remember when Concord came out. One of my
oh my god, I was like,
because one of my boys called me. He was like, "Markeem, do not play this." And then a few hours later, it was just gone.
And the thing is like, how do you screw that up when Marvel Rivals is like I cannot believe how popular Marvel.
Hey, y'all been playing that?
I have not.
I'm a downloader because I heard it's solid.
Yeah, I heard it's really.
I'm not a shooter guy, but you give me comic book characters in a competent shooter setting, I'm all about it.
I did hear that Iron Fist is.
Hey, listen, that is my main because he has.
I've heard he is OP.
His parry, man. His parry is fucking amazing. You can parry ultimates with that thing, man. I love him. I love him. Him and Iron Man are who I've been using the most, and a little bit of Punisher. But I love Iron Fist.
I have not played. Everyone says I should play it, so I might. That's not my type of game, but I'm with Markeem.
It's not mine either. So
give me combo characters, and I'll be.
Boy, Spider-Man is so hard to use. Spider-Man is so it's funny because like when you see people play him, it looks so awesome. But it's so hard.
What kind of character even is he? Is he just
he's like see, I'm not a shooter guy. What's a good way to describe it? He's 100% melee, but it's like he closes the gap, like he brings people to him and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, man, come on, Phil Putt, come on, man. You ain't seen the Punisher gameplay? He's Soldier 76, except awesome. It's fucking amazing. There's a lot of fun in that. Jesus. Shit, we talk so much. Y'all got anything else to say?
Nah, I got that. But no, the secret levels. I wanted to do good because I would love to see them do more stuff, especially because the two best ones were the D&D ones. But I could see people who watch the D&D ones and not understand really what was going on. If you don't understand that at the end, the dragon at the end is Tiamat, who is
Yeah, that was awesome.
Literally the god of dragons. So it made me. You know what it made me want? It made me wish that that they had done the D&D like cartoon characters showed up when Tiamat showed up, just because it's Tiamat, and I didn't believe those 5 individuals could stand against Tiamat by themselves.
That would have been cool. You know, the rest of the gang goes, hey,
yes,
man.
yeah. But anyways,
we've done this before. We know what he is. We got this.
Yes, yeah.
And then the credits roll.
Yeah,
Josh would have been like, perfect.
I'm fine with it.
Is this the time we talk about Kraven the Hunter?
Y'all want to do it real quick? Y'all want to do it real quick?
I didn't watch that. I've not seen any of those
look at it
movies,
this.
by the way.
Look at it this way.
If
that's the movie that finally
how did it do worse than Madam Web? How?
Because
so
no one had any faith in it.
Yeah, I saw it like 3-4 days before it came out. I mean, it's not good. But I think like Madam
box office.
I think like Madam Web is worse. I think Morbius is worse.
Is it more? Yeah, it looks better than those two.
I mean, it's not good. Don't get me wrong.
It looks better than those two. But like you and me talked about on the Discord, why would you choose all of those characters? Like I get doing like in Madam Web they did Spider-Woman. That makes sense, but just give her her own thing.
Yeah.
Like, but why wouldn't you do, like we said, Silver Sable?
Silver Sable, because that establishes that universe is like Shield type deal. I can't remember what they're called the Sables, right? Isn't that what they call it? The Sables or something
I think, yeah.
Like that establishes that. You know what I mean?
And then do Prowler, like you already introduced Prowler.
Which is. They fucked this up so bad, man.
Like you can, because the thing with Prowler is you don't even have to say, "Hey, he's a Spider-Man villain," because his story is so good.
He could just be his own thing, and then you know if you eventually use Spider-Man, then hey, it's that's.
Or I thought about that. I don't know how you would do this without Spider-Man, but you could do Black Cat too, and it would make a ton.
Yeah, she could just be a thief. She could just be a thief.
Yeah, to be a thief that agrees to get super powered and. She
could be a rich girl who has daddy issues, which is what she is, and becomes a kleptomaniac and finds out about this testing thing that gives motherfucking superpowers, so she could be the greatest fucking thief to ever live. You could just do that. You could just like why do I love Kraven is my favorite Spider-Man villain. So that's part of the reason why I wanted.
But he relies on Spider.
He relies. Yeah, everything that makes him interesting is because of Spider. Like he is the greatest hunter that ever lived. They got bored and saw Spider-Man. Right. I was like, oh, holy shit! What is this thing? I want this on my wall. And then that's the story. But without Spider-Man, he's just a guy. He's just a goddamn guy.
You can't do Kraven. You can't do Green Goblin.
And then they had the nerve to do. Then they had the nerve to have Chameleon in that movie. He looks so terrible. He looks so.
Is he in that movie?
Yes, he's in the movie. Yes,
why?
He's in the movie. I don't know. I know because he's Kraven's brother. That's why he's in the movie, Josh.
What?
No other reason than that. No other reason than him being Kraven's brother. You gotta throw Chameleon in there. As soon as he was like, brother, I was like, please don't have him do it. And they do. They do. They have him. Like it would have been a cool Easter egg if it was like, hey, brother. Like, oh, we know who that is. But no, he does stuff. And it looks terrible, Josh. It looks so bad. And that's another character I love. But
like here's
doing
the
him
thing.
without Spider-Man is weird.
No version of the Sinister Six can you pretty much do by themselves because they're all super reliant on Spider-Man.
That's the point of the group. To kill Spider-Man. That's
right?
literally the point of the group.
Like give me a version of them, and like I can't think like any of them, but like there are better Spider-Man characters who literally you can be like, they're kind of by themselves, and you've already used Prowler in the freaking animated one, so why not just make a movie?
Just give them a movie, and then on top of that, you can use other versions of like Spider-Man if you don't want to use Spider-Man. Like, why couldn't we get like a 2099 movie? Why can't we? instead of them just doing these weird
A
villains.
2099 movie. I have a question for you, Marky. In the next Spider-Verse movie, because I don't think we've seen this version of Spider-Man. Do you think we get some weird version of Captain Universe Spider-Man who is like uber powerful and isn't
that like a Marvel like proper thing though? You think they'll just let them use it?
Maybe. I mean, they're using they haven't used it, so you don't have to say he's Captain Universe Spider-Man. You can just say
you could be like the Spider-Man of ultimate power.
Yes, or some, something in him have
but he happens to look like Captain Universe. That's how you get around
with all of his superpowers. And you can just say that you basically you have these unique super Spider-Man who are not Peter Parker. So you have Miles, you have basically and explain that you need those Spider-Man and that what's his name is wrong, right? And he's
that's good. That's a good way to do it.
I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Because I don't think they used him, but maybe they can't use him because also
it is a Marvel thing.
Yeah, I know, but it would be like having the uber power, the OP power, literally OP powered Spider-Man when he, But
Hey man, before we get out of here, we got to talk about Superman though, right? Just a little bit, right?
I have not seen the trailer.
It's out. The trailer's out.
No, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet. Okay. I can.
The art looks like
it looks good.
They get the idea.
It looks okay, but I don't want to say I told you so. But I told you so about
Creature Commandos.
I told you.
Hey, but did you see the most recent one? Did you see the most recent one?
I've not seen. One was enough. One was. I'm telling you, as soon as they did that version of Frankenstein, I knew.
You gotta see the newest one though. They do the GI Robot origin is actually really good.
Okay, maybe
like Sergeant Rock is in it, so it's easy.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I thought
Sergeant Rock is in it. If Sergeant Rock is in it,
that's all you need, John.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
I thought that was cool. I mean, I hated how it ended because James Gunn just can't help himself. But
see, I'm telling you,
and I like this. I like most of his stuff. I'm the opposite of Josh, but
Josh is right. Josh, you don't like James Gunn?
I don't like unfiltered James Gunn.
What's a property? What's a movie or something that you don't like of his?
I get that I'm out on an island, but I did not. Although I'm not that far because there's a lot of.
I know what he's about to say.
Is Suicide Squad was not like I thought it was too. It was
Brad, you wasted your breath. You wasted.
But I get why people liked it. I completely understand why people liked it, but my issue also with it was if this is the guy that's going to be in control of the rest of everything with whatever they're going to do,
idea, bro. Might not.
What
we can't have Superman with that tone. We can't have, you know what I mean?
And maybe you
don't want Superman with James Gunn tone, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like Superman.
I think you don't think he understands an assignment that you can't.
No. You know what? You know what has me worried? So when they announced this movie, that Metamorpho and Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner are all in this movie. For what reason? Reason?
Why is Guy Gardner in this movie?
Why does Superman?
You know what? The other two, I can kind of get. You don't need Guy Gardner because that sounds like James Gunn wanting a James Gunn character in a Superman movie. That's what it sounds like to me.
Like, why does Superman need a team? Why do we need Team Superman already?
Especially Guy Gardner, who they're gonna have they're gonna be at each other the whole time. Guy Gardner's not gonna go along with Superman. That's not
that
Guy Gardner is. What?
That might work though, honestly.
I mean,
That might
that's the whole thing. Is Guy Gardner is like the most confident SOB there is to a fault, and you know,
man, I tell you what, that Lanterns thing though that they're doing, I hope he's not. Who's in charge of that? Who's in charge of that?
I don't know.
That's what I'm looking forward to the most. I mean,
But
obviously.
I will go watch that if it's got See, now if you told me it had Sergeant Rock and it had the Unknown Soldier in it, then I'd be like,
no, but no, no.
I'd be like, I'm done. I'm
And,
gonna go watch it right now.
Oh yeah, I just want to inform you. He's only at the beginning. He's only
That's
at
fine.
the beginning.
Yeah. Then I can do it. Beep. But you know.
All right, that's enough. But yeah, everything, all the flashbacks in that episode are all fantastic. Because I was like, whoa, why couldn't I just get a GI Robot show? But nah, I couldn't.
It's why I said that.
Couldn't do
It's
that.
why I said that because I do think what's the other show? The John Cena show. Peacemaker. Like I said, I think they need to use the tank in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And let it be a race. And let it be a racist.
That's another thing.
Let it be a racist thing.
Why are we getting a season 2 of that? Because I thought they rebooted everything. I thought that.
Well, but they didn't reboot that though.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a.
It did all right. So
reboot, and it did well. And they were like, "Hey, this worked," and they need something. They need something.
See, Cena's great as a fucking piece.
He is.
He's really good in that. Yeah,
like I think that's good. Like I will sit here and say I think that's good because it fits because it's Peacemaker and it's freaking Vigilante, who are both what they are. I mean, Vigilante is meant to be satirical, anyways. I mean, that's how Moore wrote him originally. So it is what it is. So I'm fine with that. But no, I think it should. I think the Ghost Tank should be in season 2, and I think they should just go. It fits. It fits. Especially
we're already getting Apache Chief. Let's get offensive. Let's get completely. Let's do it, bro.
Like for the people that don't know, there is a tank in the DC universe who is basically possessed by a Confederate Civil War general. And yeah. And
it's what you think. It's
what you think. They always kept it, but he is a Confederate Civil War general, and I would think James Gunn would just be like, all right, we're gonna go full on, this guy's a racist fuck that has this.
My thing is, as much as I like, yeah, because I do like James Gunn, I just don't think he should be in charge of this thing. Like, yes, Phil, a literal tank. But yeah, I just don't think he should be in charge of everything.
Hey man, it's better than the other option where they could have given Dwayne Johnson and $7 Productions the keys to the DC universe. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, did he fumble that? Because really, if you do Black Adam, bro, the whole point of Black Adam is that eventually he's supposed to fight Shazam. That's the point. But he had no interest in doing that.
He wanted Superman.
He wanted. I don't know why.
It's The Rock.
But I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
Because literally, how you should do it is you can do that. You can do Black Adam versus Superman, but DC and Warner Brothers would never let you do it the way you need to do it. Where pretty much Black Adam would mat fucking Superman because of his powers
until Superman learns how to get around the magic. Because
and then basically little kid Shazam has to show up and save Superman. That's how you
and then he beats the shit out of Black Adam because Black Adam's whole thing. The reason why he hates Shazam is because this wizard chose this little boy. He don't deserve this. And no, I'm not giving this power back. I'm never changing back, period. This motherfucker is hundreds and hundreds of years old because he don't want to give up the power. Because he sees that this motherfucker just chooses whoever. That's why he hates the wizard. That's the whole point. And then he sees fucking, Billy Batson, this little kid with all the power that he has, and he gets jealous. That's the whole point of the character. That is the character. But The Rock had no interest in doing that, y'all. As interesting as y'all think that might sound, The Rock had no interest in doing that. Crazy, bro. Crazy. What is wrong with that man?
And we got a shitty version of the Justice Society on top of it.
All right, okay. I'm going to defend some of them, okay? Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate, though.
No, that was cool. That was cool.
I can't get upset at that, brother. I can't get
that's
cool. Just great casting. That's just great casting, man. Like Pierce Brosnan, come on.
But then you got Hawkman is
like that was bad.
They didn't like even if you put him in the movie, you basically say, "Hey, I'm the reincarnation of this dude. You're this dude. I know what you actually are." You know, that type. That's how you play. Not whatever.
Yeah, but I am curious on how he does this whole thing going forward. Because
are you optimistic?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Am I optimistic, Brandon? I tell you this. Creature Commandos has me nervous because of this. Like this is his baby. Because he apparently he wanted to do this show. This was like one of the big things he wanted to do with DC. And if this is like one of the things he's passionate about, I mean, it has me worried a bit, man. I don't want all his stuff looking like that. I don't want it all to be this. I don't. And I got a feeling it's going to all be this. Bothers me, man. Scares me a bit. Because the MCU has that problem where everything feels like one thing. Right. That's what happened.
You ain't never lie.
Like Taylor said, it's just really mediocre. Although I love the third episode till the end. So there's that. So I don't know. There are things that they've announced that I am excited about, like Brave the Bold, like with Batman and Damian. I'm excited about that. And I don't know how much James Gunn will be involved, but it could be great. It could be great. Like we finally get to see the Bat family on, like, you know, fucking like on the big screen, not just, you know, Batman being. And by the way, I'm tired of the ultra realistic. Gotta be dark and gritty Batman. We've done this for too long now. Batman, there needs to be a level of camp.
He says this with Chase isn't here.
No, it's the truth.
Say it with Chase isn't here.
Like it's the truth. I love Matt Reeves.
You still enjoy it though. It's still good.
Yeah.
Though, man.
Matt Reeves' Batman might be my favorite comic book movie ever. Period. You know what I mean? But we've done this enough. Now let's move into what the Batman I grew up with.
I will say this:
fighting fantastical villain, Clayface, and
it does look like they are going to lean more into the comics more than they did the last. Like, good. But it does seem that way because I mean, even with the Penguin show, he was still pretty.
No, Mr. Dynamite. I want 90s Batman, not 60s Batman. I want 90s
or you know
Batman.
what, early 80s Batman
or early 80s Batman. That's what I want. 60s Batman.
I want James Bond Batman. I don't want fucking
exactly.
Val Kilmer.
Huh?
You said Val Kilmer Batman? Hey, listen, man. Val Kilmer was not bad. I mean, the movie. But...
I love that movie, bro.
He is you know what? Val Kilmer was a very good Batman, and Clooney was a much better Bruce Wayne. If you could somehow
combine the two.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Bruce Wayne, to be honest with you. That one was rough, but
Matthew said, "Give me Booster Gold." Booster Gold is coming. I don't know.
He's coming. He's coming. I mean,
they announced Booster Gold and a Blue Beetle show too. So I don't know about Justice League International. I don't know. I hope so.
I mean, that seems Justice League International seems very James Gunn.
That is true. I'm kind of shocked. Right about that?
And I mean that in a good way. I mean that in the absolute best way, because I mean, you know what James Gunn would probably be excellent at, and they'll never let him do it. Probably is Plastic Man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, but I don't think Warner Brothers wants to admit that Plastic Man is maybe their most powerful character. Because I mean,
at least physically, he's the most.
Yeah, I mean, you could just go. You just go with plasma. You can just. That's like one of the. So, the sequel to Return of the Dark Knight, which is absolutely trash, but one of the best parts of it is when they release Plastic Man, and he's all pissed off.
Trash? I don't think it's trash.
What was that? I
don't think it's good.
What was that?
He's talking about the sequel to the Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
I don't think it's trash.
I
don't think it's good.
Like there's parts of it I really like. I like the when they free Plastic Man. I like that whole thing because you don't know what's going to happen, and then they free him, and then they're all like, "What the hell?" And they're all like, "Oh my god, how powerful is he?" And then when Superman and Wonder Woman have sex, that's an insane thing. But
that's the first time they did like Superman and Wonder Woman, right? Isn't it?
You're right. I think so. And like, there's volcanoes going off. There's earthquakes happening. There's
and then the end is pretty good too. I did. Like
the end is pretty good. The end's pretty good. So,
but it's just not.
Well, I mean, and part of it, like we go off on it, but part of it is that they start doing the comic, and then they tell Frank Miller's wife, "Hey, by the way, you got to do all the art digitally," and she'd never done digital art before, and so it all looks really. It looks like her. So weird. It looks like her stuff, but it's just looks not good. It's
like the aesthetic of like the one before. It just doesn't look as good.
Right.
It almost looks like you're looking at it, but like someone took like an eraser and started to erase it. That's what it looks
right.
like.
Yeah. It's like you can
like
tell.
like that scene with the panel with in the first one where he steps out of the Batmobile and it's just a shadow right before he fights the mutant leader.
Yeah.
Like that iconic, like fucking, like everyone's seen it. Even if you don't know anything about Batman, you've seen that photo. Hell, the cover of the Dark Knight Returns, everyone's seen that before. There's like moments that they try to do in that second one, but it just doesn't look the same. It looks so washed out, man. Like there's not a single thing that like, people like other than maybe the sex scene with Superman and Wonder Woman that people like really point to about that.
Right.
Yeah. Batman Beyond movie, but that probably never happened. It was supposed to.
It was supposed to. It would be good. Like
it was supposed to with the Spider-Verse guys, but didn't happen. Could you imagine that?
I wonder if they would do it. I wonder if they would do it after the cartoon. I wonder if they would set it like after.
I would say after the original show, like that time in between the epilogue for Justice League and then the original cartoon, like where Terry is grown and Bruce is like old but like not like about to die. like he's like Terry's like in his 30s and like Bruce is like just really old. That's what I think they should do. Like late 20s or something.
I hate that we finally got Dick in the comics, but we never got him in the cartoon. That was
Batman.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was supposed to be in it, but the show got canceled.
Which one? Which show was that?
Batman Beyond. So it's like set in the future. They introduced everybody. They set up Dick because they started talking about him and the fact that when
for some reason he hates Bruce.
Yeah, that he like.
Well, we found out why, but we found out why in the
comics. But yeah, I mean, he never like their dynamic is always weird anyways.
Some people hated that though. The reason why
it is, but like it's like when they did Nightfall. I felt when they did Nightfall.
We're nerds, y'all. I'm sorry. We'll leave my promise.
When Bruce so if you don't know what Nightfall is when Batman gets his back broken by Bane. Where Bruce should have asked for Dick. Right? Should not have just given it to Azrael. Should have asked for Dick. Dick comes. He's like, "Hey, I need to be Batman." And Dick's like, "Fuck you. I'm not going to be you. I don't want to be you. I'm not you. I'm not going to become you." And he leaves, right? And so then he
at first he fills in for him. He's like, "Well, this is it. I'm out. Like, I'm not doing this for too long, sir."
Right. But then like he gives it to Azrael, and then all the stuff with Azrael, and then Dick ends up being
Has to come back. Yeah.
Has to come back. But it should have been like, oh, like I have to do this because they need Batman, and I'm the only one who can be Batman.
And I know you on a level that a lot of other people don't. And
right.
Tim's just not old enough. So yeah, I did. Right. Because remember, even Tim was like, I'll do it. And then Bruce was like, no, you're too fucking young. Like, what are you talking
about? But yeah, that's to me, that's how they should have done it, instead of Bruce gets, and it's like, oh, well, I'll just give it to Azrael, and then bad things happen because Azrael is insane. So
yeah, that Azrael is the weirdest written character. Cause that whole thing, he's awesome. He's great. He's amazing. Problem is that every time that they introduced him, well, the John Paul version is the weird one. He's just that character, and it just didn't work every time after that. Yes.
Well, because people are just waiting for him to go crazy instead of,
Yeah. It doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. It's almost like, why would you trust that guy? And every time it doesn't fail every time. And it's never as compelling as the first time. Just like Bane, other than a few writers, not many people have been able to capture
because they don't make him smart. Because they don't make him smart. And the whole thing with Bane,
they just make him strong guy. They don't make him smart.
Right. He's supposed to be smart. Well, he's supposed to. And he's the like he finds out who Batman is. Bruce is all like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, who else would you be?" It's like
one of the greatest single issues of all time when that motherfucker shows up in the Batcave and whoops his ass all through the house. And he's like, "How did you even know I was me?" Like, well, you have all this money, you have this fancy car. Wayne Enterprises is all over everything Batman does. Come on, brother.
Right. It's perfect. And yeah, but yeah. Well, it made sense right before the earthquakes happened, and he is Ra's al Ghul's second when he gets made, because that made sense, because it was like, oh yeah, this is the good, so.
Yes, and there are people that hated how Bane discovered Bruce was Batman.
Yeah. Is he supposed to be as smart as he's not supposed to be?
Time that hated that. Yes,
he's not supposed to be as smart as Bruce. He's just supposed to be like.
People are very overprotective in terms of how Batman is portrayed to the rest of his contemporaries because he doesn't have any powers. I love Batman, but the bottom line is he's not as strong as these people.
That God sucks. That God
is the reason what makes Batman so awesome is because he's so handicapped, but he's still formidable. That's what makes him awesome.
But he doesn't need to be fucking Bat God.
Yeah, Superman should not be afraid of fucking Batman. But everybody writes it's fucking Superman. Why is he scared of this dude? It's
other than he gave him the kryptonite just in case if you ever needed to use it. Other than that, yeah, exactly. He shouldn't
just beat him up. Just beat him down. He's
right.
Fucking regular. You can punch his head off in one. You're Superman.
Right.
Oh, man. Whoa, we talked for almost 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. We're probably done. But
I got more to say, but
what do you got more to say about?
Josh said, I'm out. I'm out.
No, what do you got more to say about?
No, we were talking about James Gunn, and I was just curious because he said that all these movies would be just individual films all set in one universe. There'll be no big thing to connect to.
That's not true. He's got
higher
up the answer to who wants. They want the Avengers. They want that.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I don't believe him. And with that being said, who should be the main villain of this first phase of everything he's doing?
Everything?
Yeah, of everything so far, the first phase of everything.
It should still be.
You think still be Darkseid? You think it should still be Darkseid?
You got to do that. I mean, either dark. Okay, you either do Darkseid or.
I think personally, who's the villain of the Superman movie?
I don't know.
I know Lex is in it, but who's the villain?
Is it Lex? I mean, maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe do. I don't know.
Phil said Doomsday. I don't mind Doomsday. That wouldn't be bad. Vandal Savage is a good one. I like that. But it would have to be Vandal Savage and the Legion of Doom. It can't just be
it'd have to be
Vandal Savage.
So I was gonna say maybe you do Legion of Doom, but I mean,
listen, Brainiac. Is he the villain of Superman though? If he's the villain of Superman, then no. But if he's like, if Brainiac coming to Earth and like controlling the villains, controlling the heroes.
Okay, how about
what
if cool. And maybe you can't do this because of no, because you already have. I was gonna say if you didn't have a Green Lantern, Sinestro showing up on Earth, and then you getting
and with all the yellow rings, man, don't threaten me with a good time, John. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
He shows up on Earth, and you don't have a Green Lantern, and by the end of the movie, you get a Green Lantern. That would be.
Man, listen. I want eventually for them to get to the Sinestro Corps War. If James Gunn gets there, I'll never say another negative thing about this dude. If he gets there, listen, man, because that in terms of modern DC stories, that's the best one. And when I say modern, I mean like the past 30 years. That's the best one that they had. You know what I mean? Since forever. I'm talking about events. Okay. Just talking about events.
30 years.
Not stories, but what's been a better event than that in the last 30 years? Event.
When was Crisis was in the last
Crisis on Infinite Earths? No, that's been longer than that, brother. That was like early 80s.
I thought that
it's been 30. That's been 30. We're that's like the 90s.
It'd be 90.
It
would be 90. It would be yeah, you're probably right. I mean,
probably that, man. What you gonna say? 0 hour?
No.
You gonna say? What else is there, man?
I mean, leading up to 0 hour,
Infinite Crisis was good, but I don't think it's better than Sinestro Corps War. I don't think it's better than that. That was good though. That was good.
What's the one that leads up to 0 hour?
Is that Emerald Knights? Is that what it is?
Is it Emerald Knights? That
Emerald
you have to set that up. I mean, you have to set up Hal getting all the rings and becoming a god and all of that.
I mean, honestly, Flashpoint should be the story that we say is the best, but it's not. It's not.
I mean, they try to do Flashpoint. I mean, if Flash
have they done that in the movies? Have they? Well, I mean, I guess the first Flash movie is kind of that.
I mean, the Flash movie is Flashpoint.
Yeah, it's like a bad version of Flashpoint. Flashpoint with no reverse Flash, which is crazy.
No reverse Flash. No, you have Supergirl instead of Superman, which I guess makes sense, but
no focus on the war between Aquaman and Wonder Woman, which is a big deal in the comic.
Yeah,
none of that. The world's not falling apart. Yeah. But no, like in terms of main villains, though, I don't think they should do Darkseid. I think Darkseid should be the second villain they do. I don't think the first one should be Darkseid.
You think they should? But I mean,
because once you do Darkseid, then you done blown your wad at that point, right? Like,
well, I guess you're right. The first villain.
The first villain.
I'm trying to think of like something where you would have to have the Justice League.
Somebody brought up Brainiac. I like that.
Brainiac might be, because
Vandal Savage in the Legion of Doom is good. Your Sinestro idea is so great, but it's not going to do that though. That's such a great idea, though.
Okay, what if you do
not for the Justice Metallo is, but not for the Justice League, not for the whole Justice League. No, for Superman, yeah, but not for the whole Justice League. No.
Yeah,
because they would just beat him quick.
I don't know. I mean, it would.
There's something to think about there. I don't think anyone's thought about that. It's something to think about.
Oh, maybe do Granny and a bunch of the. You could do
some of the.
You could do Granny and still have. Nah, I can't. Well, no, you can do Granny
and the Furies, and then they lose, and then
but you make the Furies like Mr. Fan. You make the Furies the good guys before they're the good guys. So it would be
what do
like,
you mean?
Like Barda,
the Stomper chick, Lashina, and all them. Like,
yeah,
hey,
like,
she sucks, y'all. Why are we doing this? I got you.
Yeah,
she
like,
sucks.
Right.
This dark side guy, man, he's a real dick.
Yeah, and then they become good, and they're like, no, you don't understand. She's just like, she's not the. Oh, you know what you could do? You could do who's the mob dudes that work for Darkseid?
You're talking about Inner Gang?
Yeah, you could do Inner Gang, and that would set up
as the villains though for the DC universe.
But
the whole DC universe.
But you do like them, like you bring in like actual superpowered people, like a Dungeon of Doom, like Legion of Doom type thing.
Oh, and now they have like technology for Apocalypse.
Yeah,
that could work. That could work. Brandon's like, man, what are these nerds talking about?
I'm just listening. It's all good. I'm learning.
So
yeah, but that's just. I hope that us spitballing is not what they did. And they had like
just throwing stuff at the wall, see what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
we have a bunch of or
I'm sure people doing the same thing y'all are doing. It's all good.
But you don't. But is it people that know the stuff? That's the thing.
James Gunn knows the stuff. That's what annoys me about him. He knows.
Like if you know this, but the thing is, then you have to have writers that also know the stuff. You can't just have like, okay, now we're really going to give it to these dudes that don't know,
right?
That don't know anything, because then that's how you wind up with like, Superman Returns, which good idea. It's bad. Just bad. Like,
hey, hold on now, man. I didn't hate Superman Returns.
I don't hate it.
I did.
Oh man, come on. That's not that bad.
I mean, other than
fell asleep on that hoe.
Like I will always say this. They needed to do the modern Lex Luthor, not that was the big mistake. They needed to do the modern Lex Luthor, not Gene Hackman Lex Luthor. I got what they were going for, but to me, that's the biggest flaw in the movie. Because the Superman baby doesn't really bother me because it makes sense.
They've done it so many times since that fucking movie.
and they did it before. I mean, they did it before. If you know it was supposed to be a sequel to Superman 2. Superman 2, it's very evident that like stuff happened in Superman 2 where, so
James Gunn doing Justice League. Oh my God! Stop with these good ideas, y'all. Y'all killing me. It feel like John Constantine is a character that's made for like James Gunn. Like it does.
Yeah. No, I would trust him with John Constantine because I think he would do right by him.
Is it all of this has me concerned? I don't trust Kevin Feige, and I don't trust James Gunn right now, and I want to get to the point where I'm excited about all this stuff again, and now I just watch it.
Hey, Skeleton Crew is really good. If you haven't seen Skeleton Crew,
the Star Wars one.
Oh yeah, I was gonna watch that soon.
Yeah, it's
I heard it was all right.
It's pretty, especially if you like the Goonies. It's really good.
I ain't heard anybody say that. Okay, now I'm really interested.
Yeah,
Brandon said Goonies. You say?
Yeah, it's very
damn about Stranger Things no more. So I
yeah, it's not Stranger. It's definitely more like Goonies type of thing.
I guess I got.
I would say.
I guess I got.
But no, it's
I was
fun.
Concerned, but I guess I'll check it out.
It's very fun. It's very fun, and Jude Law is very good in it. I will say that.
I mean, I usually like him. He's usually good in. I mean, he's not always in good stuff, but I usually like him.
I mean, the kids aren't annoying, and other than when they're supposed to be annoying. And
what's wrong with Stranger Things? How much time you got, Phil? How much time you got?
Stranger Things.
It's cool.
For me, I enjoyed it because they were cute little kids. That sounds weird, but I'm just saying they were cute little kids and going on adventures, and it was like another version of the Goonies. And I was like,
Right.
okay, I'm into this. And now they're all like 25. I'm like, these adults.
They
doing that.
definitely.
I
I hope the next
like
season.
the show, it doesn't
there
feel
is a
as
jump.
special anymore because they're grown. I'm with Brandon.
Right,
It just-
exactly.
Like it's
Well, they
fine,
need to do a
it's just
jump.
fine.
I mean, they definitely need to do a time jump because there needs to be a time jump between. But I doubt we would do
this
that.
is the next season is the end, right?
Right. I believe so.
Yeah,
Good,
Yeah.
good. Get it out of here.
I mean, they probably, as much as they probably had to pay them to do the last season. I mean, three of those kids now. Three of those kids
is amazing.
Three of those kids now. Asking price is probably insane.
Homegirl, the other dude who's in like Ghostbusters and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're probably asking for some good money. To
you know,
don't blame them.
So, and like none of them like look like each other. Like they don't even look the same anymore. It's so.
Hey, y'all want to know something funny? We've talked more about things that don't involve wrestling than wrestling this week. You know why? Because wrestling is lame right now. That's why. It's lame right now.
It's lame.
Right now.
I haven't been able to like keep up with wrestling for like a month. So
it's lame right now, man. The Continental Classic, cool. It's been cool. Has it been anything you tell anybody to go out of their way to watch though?
No.
Anything?
No. I mean, it's you don't have like
it's not hitting like it did last year. No,
you don't have Danielson. You don't have the
no Mox.
You don't have the
Eddie. No Eddie Kingston story.
You have no Eddie Kingston story.
Next year has to be for a shot at the world title. We don't care about this Continental Championship. As much as we love Okada, we don't care about this championship right now. At least not right now. We don't care about it. It has to be for the shot at the world title.
Yeah,
that's the only way people are going to take this seriously going forward. They're not going to take the title seriously.
If you treat this like the G1, the reward you should get should be the same as the G1. I'm with you, Brad. I'm with you.
Right, and lead into a Revolution. Someone will get
how about
win this at the end of the year. You have 3 months to build up to Revolution title shot.
What if you do a thing where this would be I think a good idea. Whoever is the runner up for the G1 enters the Continental Classic so that they can,
I mean, take advantage of this partnership.
Right. Be like, well, I couldn't win that championship, so I'm going to win this championship.
Yeah. I would honestly, well, you can't do that because they have their schedule shut up. I would love to see like something like the C2 lead into the G1 and do it the other way around. But
that would be well.
But they have their schedule set up how it's set up though.
I mean, if they actually did something with the Owen could do that.
I would like that.
Did they? Here's crazy. Did they do the Owen this year?
Yeah, they did.
No, they did. They did.
Who won?
Bryan Danielson won, right?
Yeah, that's how he got his title shot.
Man.
And Mariah May won, and then had my favorite angle that company's ever done.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That they didn't follow up on well, but I love that angle.
All right. I gotta go eat. I gotta go eat.
Yeah, let's get up out of here. Bye, y'all. It's been fun. I don't know when we're coming back, but yeah, I'll holler at y'all.
In a couple
All right.
weeks, we'll be back.
We'll be later.
Yeah, peace. All right, I'm about to go pick Clive. I'll holler at y'all. And Josh left the stream on.
Josh left the stream
on. Josh left the stream on, guys. Y'all want us to do something crazy right now? What y'all want us to do?
How this thing is going to keep going?
I don't think he knows.
I'm gonna put in the Discord. Y'all follow, or I don't know if Discord is in the